Snake Eyes. Just get this out of the way. I know nothing about G.I. Joes other than they're an action figure and the last movie came out a long time ago and Bruce Willis was in it. So this is about the character Snake Eyes, which is apparently a villain. Henry Golding, who is now an A-lister, is Snake Eyes, who is, as a child, his dad was murdered in front of his eyes, and now he's out for revenge to find the guy who killed his dad. And the reason why he's called Snake Eyes is because he threw a pair of dice and it rolled snake eyes, and he's like, I'm gonna kill you. So this is an origin story of the Snake Eyes character within the G.I. Joe universe. I would describe this movie as 80% cool martial arts, 20% really, really, really dumb. If you're into martial arts movies, this is a very cool movie to see. Lots of really like off the walls choreography and lots of sword work. It is rated PG-13. It's pretty obvious they're trying to keep that because there's a lot of implied hits with the sword. We don't see it. The biggest issue in this movie, besides the story and everything in between the really cool action scenes, is it is so overly edited. Like picture John Wick, where it's just, the camera in the back, it is moving, but it's not shaky cam. And we just watch this action unfold for like 20 seconds straight, no cuts. This is the complete opposite. The first scene had me horrified. There was like the scene is it's Snake Eyes against this like large dude with a sledgehammer in like a prison or something. And I swear there was 50 cuts within maybe 30 seconds. I mean, in the shaky cam was like that, and it was really, really close up in his face. I was horrified the whole movie was gonna be like that. And it kind of was, but it got better over time. But it's still, it's a bit of a headache. And it's so frustrating because the choreography, I just spit on the camera, I think. The choreography is so cool. Like they clearly put so much work into all this. Like they're fighting against 50 dudes with swords like the scene in Kill Bill, but it doesn't let it breathe. Like it doesn't just sit back and let the choreography go, which is clearly there. There's clearly well-made choreography, but there's so many cuts in between, and then it cuts to a different scene that's going on. That's another action scene. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess, but the parts that do breathe are really cool. As for the story, Snake Eyes is in the Yakuza, and eventually he leaves the Yakuza and he tries to join this clan in Japan because he saved one of the leaders. And turns out that he's playing both sides. He's still working for the Yakuza, but he wants to get into this clan to steal this little crystal that has the power of the sun, and it can apparently explode people. There's plenty of twists in this movie. It's not like M. Night Shyamalan, but there's plenty of twists that like I didn't see coming, and I was like, oh, okay. The lead character is super unlikable, and that's pretty impressive. It's just a shame that the action, this is an action movie. The action's supposed to be great. And it is, but the director didn't let it happen. Especially, I love martial arts movies, and like there's like little snippets here and there where like, oh, that was so cool, and like, oh man, you jumped off the wall, kicked that guy in the face, blah, 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 blah. There's like an action scene where they're on a motorcycle and they're swinging at swords at each other. Awesome. This movie bombed. It's almost a week since it came out, and it has bombed, so there's no way a sequel is happening. So all of this story that it sets up isn't happening anyway, so it doesn't really matter. If you're into martial arts movies, if you want to see a cool action movie, go ahead and see Snake Eyes. It's a fun time. I did not have a not bad time. We say this a lot, but this is definitely going to be on, I wouldn't say TNT, but it's definitely going to be on FX. This is an FX movie. You'll see it, at 2 p.m. on a Sunday, and you're like, oh, okay, I never saw this. I'll watch this. Snake Eyes is a 6 out of 10 dice rolls. 6 out of 10 Snake Eyes. It has so much potential to be better than what it was. It's just the director didn't, I don't know if it's because they didn't shoot enough, or they clearly shot enough because they're editing like crazy. I don't know why they chose to cut so fast in between all these action scenes. It's just frustrating. This is a frustrating movie. Also, if you're a Metal Gear Solid fan, someone literally screams at the top of her lungs, "Snake!" Worth just seeing that.